What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, once again on the movie tip. This time I'm doing another top 10. Top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Now, this is not all Marvel movies. It's just the MCU movies. Thor, Captain America, everybody that's involved with the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man. This is my top 10 in order. Number 10. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, I was struggling between Ant-Man, Guardians 2. It was a struggle. I went with Guardians 2 because I had more of an emotional investment. I got choked up. Ant-Man didn't choke me up. Ant-Man was a good time. It was funny. It was dope. But Guardians has the edge with the emotional factor. I just really like the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy, man. The raccoon. Oh, it's just... Baby Groot? Come on, Baby Groot. I already liked Groot when he was grown. Then you make him a baby for the whole movie? I can't resist that. Number 9, Spider-Man Homecoming. First of all, Tom Holland as Spider-Man did a great job. He's young, funny, loose, light. I like how raggedy he was in the movie. You gotta remember, he's a teenager. He's not even a senior in high school. So he's gonna be fumbling, he's gonna be running, tripping and falling, fumbling, busting through people's tree houses. It's gonna be raggediness, because you're young. You're raggedy when you're young. Everything's not gonna be perfect. You gotta get adjusted to everything you got going on. And I like how they showed that. I like the diversity they showed in the cast. He's in New York. He's in Queens, New York. That's a diverse place, man. Show that in the movie. I feel like they did. Michael Keaton was a good villain. I'm not just saying that because I love Michael Keaton. He did a great job as the Vulture. And they didn't play it too seriously. Like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, it was way too serious and emotional. Tobey Maguire was always sad. I was like, come on, where the jokes at? Where the jokes at, Tobey? And then the other one with Andrew Garfield, he had the jokes in the costume. When he took the costume, it was drama city, man. Show us the youthfulness of Spider-Man. He's not really going through it like that. He's stressed out because he's getting beat up, but still, man. Lighten up, and they did for Homecoming. Good job, Marvel. Number 8, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Guardians came out of left field. Nobody knew that it was going to do as well as it did. Because Guardians, they're not even A-list in the comic book world. They're not A-list. They probably C-list. So for them to even greenlight a movie about Guardians of the Galaxy was a big surprise. I'm like, they really making a movie about this? And it did well. It did extremely well. It was well done. It made you fall in love with these characters, man. Rocket the Raccoon, Gamora, Star-Lord, everything just clicked. Everything worked. The soundtrack was killer. The look of it, the vibe. They took us to space. And I felt like we were really out there. Like, man, I really want to fly some ships. They make flying ships seem so easy in these movies, and it's not. I've flown a ship. It's tough. It's a lot of buttons up there. Number 7, Doctor Strange, man. He's an interesting Marvel character. I would put him in the B range in terms of popularity. He's dope. He can do a lot. He's always, and when something big happens in comics, Doctor Strange is always there. You got Benedict Cumberbatch, who's a well-respected actor out here on the streets, playing the lead role, so you already know the acting chops are gonna be there. The story was good. The special effects were great. Like, it was like on some Inception type stuff, which was dope to see. I thought it was well done. They didn't shy away from the humor, which is Marvel's strong suit now. You know, they infused humor in there. And I think that's why they beating DC, because DC's playing it too seriously. Marvel is mixing it up. They like, the audience likes to have fun sometimes. And that was a tough sell too. Like, I don't know if everybody's gonna get Doctor Strange, but we did. Number 6, Iron Man 1. Iron Man was so dope. Robert Downey Jr. single-handedly made the comic book character more popular by doing such a good job as Tony Stark. Iron Man came out the gate. It was a gamble. Robert Downey Jr. was on the recovery tip. People weren't sure, like, I don't know if it's gonna really sell with Robert Downey Jr. in the lead role. Everybody already knew Robert Downey Jr. could act, but he had the troubled past and no real box office hits. So it was a gamble. It paid off. Iron Man was dope. The origin story was dope. Everything made sense. You saw the transition from like the first Iron Man suit to him more developing it, and the character arc was just super dope. The villain was more that old somebody using one of his suits, so he's fighting himself in a sense. And I think it really just made the Marvel movie franchises even more popular based on how well it was. The critics liked it, audiences liked it as well. And he became a fan favorite, man. Number 5, The Avengers. Now this was a gamble move too. Like, we developed all these solo movies. We're gonna have them come together in one movie as a team. Nobody knew if that was gonna work, man. And it did, man. It broke all kind of records. Made over $600 million domestically, man. Crazy numbers. Had the biggest opening of all time at that time till Star Wars came and just wiped that record clean. Everybody came together and it worked. It worked. I was like, yo, I felt like I was reading a comic book on film. I was like, yo, did you just see that? Now, Avengers started out weak. That's why it's number 5. It started out a little rough around the edges. I was like, oh, this is gonna be, they're not gonna do it right. And then it picked up real nice as it went on. And then the final battle, it was what you want to see as a comic book head. It was what you wanted to see on film, and it was amazing. And they brought the Hulk back, the Hulk smash. Oh man. Number 4, Thor Ragnarok. Now it barely beat the Avengers. Matter of fact, I can interchange 4 and 5 right here, right now if you want me to. But Thor Ragnarok worked because they took a stiff character, which is Thor. They made him more loose as time went on. A lot of people complain that Thor Ragnarok was too funny, but to me it was just great, man, because the other 2 Thor movies weren't funny. I mean, they had some humor in there, but they teetered on the seriousness, and they didn't work. Thor Ragnarok worked because they took us to some dope world. They infused it with humor. We cared about the characters again. We got some cool new characters. The action sequences was cool. You put the Hulk in there too. Once you put the Hulk back up in the mix, come on, man. Thor was a lot of fun. It was easily one of my favorite movies of last year. I give it the slight edge over the first Avengers because in the first Avengers, Captain America was still they didn't show what he was capable of. Number 3, Black Panther. Already Black Panther. Now Black Panther would be number 1 if I was just rating it on story and character. It's all about action with me. And Black Panther lacked in the action department. The fight choreography wasn't there for Black Panther, which is my only complaint in the whole movie. Everything else, the story, the villain, the characters, everything else was top notch. Everything else resonated, but that action. As a kid that grew up on comic books, I needed the action every issue. If it was a wordy issue, I never liked that issue. I needed the action. Number 2, Captain America Civil War is my number 2 pick. Because the action was dope. The action was dope. The first action sequence was incredible. They had the big fight. They fighting each other. Who doesn't want to see superheroes going at it just like they do in the comic books? I want to see that. I want to see it. And I saw it. And I was like, yo, that was Black Panther's debut, and it was a hell of a debut. His fight scenes were dope. He kept the mask on during the fight, man. It was just mad action in this joint. And you actually cared about why they were fighting each other. See, they tried to replicate this in Batman vs. Superman, but the stakes weren't there. In this one, the stakes were there. You saw why they had the division, and it paid off. And the final fight with Iron Man versus Captain America and the Winter Soldier was super dope, man. Number 1, my favorite MCU movie so far, Captain America, Winter Soldier. They finally nailed what Captain America is capable of on these fighting streets. And that's what I wanted. Captain America he's souped up. He's engineered in a lab. He took a serum. They bulked him up. His agility, his strength is more than us. That's supposed to be conveyed in the fight scene. He's supposed to be breaking cats off like Jason Bourne, and he finally did in Winter Soldier. And I was like, yes, the story was dope. The action sequences was dope. The fights he had with Winter Soldier were incredible. That freeway fight scene, that was a dope sequence. It was a lot going on. If somebody fought Winter Soldier, like when Black Widow would fight Winter Soldier, you knew she was outmatched because he's souped up and she's not. And they convey that. So they nailed it with that one. And that's still my favorite MCU movie so far. But you know, who am I? Let me know your top 10 MCU movies in order in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought I left off. Let me know if you like this hoodie or not. Just let me know something, man. Let me know what Marvel movie you want me to be in. Let me know all of that, man. But as usual, like, subscribe, share, and please comment. And as usual, we out here.